Roasted caramelized garlic is an incredibly flavorful ingredient to enhance many everyday recipes like mashed potatoes, pizzas, homemade bread, omelets, roasted veggies, hummus, and even grilled cheese sandwiches. The best part of roasted garlic is that the baking eliminates the pungent, sharp flavor, and instead you achieve this nice mix of sweet and spicy. Garlic is super easy to roast. You can roast as many bulbs as you want at the same time, and you can freeze them for months at a time until you're ready to use them. Adding roasted garlic to your favorite savory recipe will elevate your dish, making your family or guests think they're eating at a fancy restaurant. Let's check it out. All you need to roast garlic are as many garlic heads as you would like. Today I'm roasting 2, but you can roast more at the same time. Olive oil, salt, and water. Oh, and foil, but that's it. I have an earlier video when I first started my channel showing 4 ways of using garlic. I did roast garlic in that video, but I have since updated the way I roast garlic. So while that video is still relevant, today I want to focus just on roasting garlic. It has become such a staple method of garlic prep in my household. The rule of thumb in roasting garlic is that for every 1 whole head of garlic, you need 1 tablespoon of oil, I like olive oil, a pinch of salt, and 2 tablespoons of water. It's pretty easy, right? Put it together, place it in the oven, and let it do its thing, and you're good until the timer goes off. So to get started, you want to go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Today I'm going to roast 2 whole garlic heads. But first you want to remove any loose paper from the outside of the whole head. Then you want to hold the root end like that, placing the pointy end against the cutting board. You're going to cut away about 1/4 inch from the end, just like that, exposing quite a few cloves. You're going to do this for both. Take each garlic bulb, you're going to place it with the cloves up on a sheet of aluminum foil, like so. So we have separate sheets of foil, 1 for each head. Drizzle about 1 tablespoon of olive oil on the cloves of each garlic head. You don't have to measure this out, you can just eyeball this. Then we're going to sprinkle salt over the top, letting the salt granules touch the cloves. Then you want to curl up the foil edges. We're putting the garlic head into a bowl is what this should look like. Okay, and this will make sense in a minute. Okay, we have a little bowl around our garlic head. The reason we create that little bowl is because now we're going to place 2 tablespoons of water in the bowl around the garlic head. 2 tablespoons for each garlic head. Okay, so the water does 2 things. It keeps the bottoms from burning, but also it creates steam within our little cocoon of garlic. So then, that's it. That's your recipe. You want to carefully bring up the edges of your foil because we want the edges that we open at the top, because remember we have our liquid down here at the bottom. You're going to do that for both garlic heads, or more if you decide to do 4 or 6 or 10. So you have them ready to go whenever you want some garlic. No liquid should leak out because the opening is at the top. So then I like to place my garlic cloves wrapped in foil on a little baking sheet. We're just going to place this in the oven and bake for 55 minutes. To me, that is the magic number in my oven. The garlic should be fragrant but not burned. After 55 minutes, you'll want to check it to see what it looks like, and you can add more time if you would like. Starting at about 45 minutes, you may want to check your garlic just to ensure that it's not burning. The exposed garlic cloves should be dark tan, light brown. I usually go for that light brown. As it gets darker, it'll start to burn, so you want to be careful. This is the 55-minute mark, okay? And so you can see they're definitely caramelized. That's what I like in my roasted garlic. So if you want this a little bit darker, just put these back in the oven for another 5 minutes. You're just going to allow the garlic to cool to the touch so that you can remove the cloves from their paper wrapping. So in the meantime, we're just going to let it sit here and cool. This should only take about 15 minutes. Once your garlic heads have cooled somewhat, all that's left is to remove the cloves from their paper. You really can just squeeze out the cloves like this. They come out that easy. If you want to ensure that they stay the shape, you can pull them out individually. And some will be stuck in paper because we didn't cut the paper all the way through on some of them, so they were entirely sealed. But you could just open them up with your fingers and then just pull out the meat. And that's pretty much it. So you can see that's how much garlic is produced from one roasted garlic head. And we still have another one left to remove from the root. That's it. You can use roasted garlic in my sourdough pizza recipe, use them in my sinfully rich and silky two-way mashed potatoes recipes, or in my Italian white bean hummus. These recipes are linked below in the description. Roasted garlic is such a quick and easy ingredient to use to elevate the flavors in your favorite savory dishes. We love it so much, I find myself using it in almost anything I can. And since you can roast many at once, you can have it roasted and ready at your disposal. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. Until next time, take a little time to roast some garlic, add them to your favorite dishes, and go make the world.